Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I am going to be doing a haul video. I got a bunch of new decks in March that I just wanted to share with y'all. So, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got, 10 new decks in March. But, in all fairness, 2 of those were the last 2 days of March. And one of them was something that I had backed, oh gosh, over a year ago. And it came in from Kickstarter. So, technically I didn't have the whole month with, and that just came in a few days ago. So, technically I haven't had the whole month with all of these. So, the first one that I got, and I don't know if I'm going to keep these in order, but was the Earth Power Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And instead of sharing these when I do like my monthly reflections, I figured that is just like so long. I'm going to separate them so that I can give, you know, a good amount of time to these new decks. I don't know if I'll be doing walkthroughs or anything for these decks. One I already did, which is the Kickstarter one. And another one, well, actually 2 of them I did side by side. And another one I've already recorded a walkthrough, but it hasn't aired yet. So, did I say it's Stacey DeMarco? And I did end up modifying mine. I cut them down. And I don't know if there's... Yeah, because they had big borders on them. But this is the new backs. Sorry. This is so cool because it has like the different, like Angkor Wat, Göbekli Tepe, Svalbard, the Ganges, Puhuhanu, the place of refuge. A lot of these I cannot even pronounce, but like Avery Standing Stones, Temple of Isis in Aswan, Ajanta Caves. It's just really cool because it's really cool sacred spots. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyways, it's just like really cool locations. And I don't always use stuff for readings. You know, decks that I get, some of them are for learning or just being led in a certain area within my own practice. But I figured this would be kind of cool, like even in, like for past life readings and or anything that would talk about like either a location-based reading or a like culture-based reading, exploration, as in like past lives and stuff like that. So I thought this was really cool, but I didn't like the big old borders, so I did end up modifying mine down, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Sorry about my little bit of breathlessness because I still got a cold. Just like stopping in between to do my coughing and blowing my nose and all that good stuff, but it will not stop me. Okay, it's just not going to happen. So anyways, so that was the Earth Power Oracle. And so the next one is Angel Wisdom Tarot, and I've seen this several times, and I do like angel energy, and I thought that this was such a pretty deck. And I'm not sure on the messages. I've not even used it yet. but I'm looking forward to working with it. I think the artwork is really cool. So, oops, sorry. So I wanted to try this one. And I think I got it on a sale. Or I picked it up somewhere else. I can't remember. That's terrible when you cannot even remember, right? Jeez. Selective memory. So that was the Angel Wisdom Tarot. And then another one that I got, I think it was Carrie doing some spreads on her channel with the Morgan Greer. And I've seen it several times, and I've had it in and out of my my wish list several times, and finally I just decided to do it because I really do like the artwork. I think it's really cool. It's very vibrant. So, and I know I don't probably even have to do a walkthrough. You guys have probably seen this so many times because this is not a newer deck. My goodness, this is... Well, this one was 2021, but... Oh, 1979. And then 2004 US game. So this is an older deck, obviously. And I don't have many that are like classics like this, because they just don't really do anything for me. And I seen this in her spread and it looked so good. The colors are so pretty in it. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. So I did. So that is the Morgan Greer. So another one that I got, and you guys have already seen these because I did a side-by-side comparison. I had said in that video that I had seen this one first. And I did actually end up using this one in with my monthly medicine for March. But this one I had seen first on Dawn Michelle's channel. And she says it's like her favorite portal deck, right? Gateway of Light activation, but it feels like her portal deck. So as she was showing it, I was like, yeah, I definitely want that. I am like all about like portals and gateways and starseed stuff and galactic energy, and yeah, so I ended up getting this deck and then did the walkthrough. You guys have seen that, the side-by-side. And the very next day after seeing that particular video of hers, I seen another video that popped up on my feed of the Oracle of Portals. I was like, well, that's interesting. Should I get this one instead? And I had them both in my cart, and I'm like, gosh, I couldn't decide. I was asking my husband, what should I do? You know, and he's like, well, just get them both, for goodness sakes. They're not that expensive. I mean, I have paid way more for an indie deck than I have for these. And I mean, the two of them together, I've still paid way more, maybe even double what the two of these were for an indie deck. So he's like, just get them. So I did, and I think this one is so gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to using this one with my Tarot of Oneness. I think it'll go really, really well together. So, and probably some other stuff too, but off the top of my head, I don't know. But so I wanted to get this one, and this one feels much more earthy, like earthy portals and times in your life and activations and stuff like that, versus the other one that definitely feels more cosmic. Almost feels like watching like Stargate Atlantis or Stargate, you know, that kind of stuff for the Kyle Gray Gateway of Light activation. So I got those two. I watched a video of Lisa Papez, and she was showing her last like little bit of haul that she did, deck haul, and a couple of those decks I was like, oh my gosh, I had never seen them before. Well, I think I had seen the Celtic Wisdom one before, but I can't remember where I had seen it. And at that time I had thought to myself, gosh, I really want that deck, but I thought it was out of print, and I thought I would just have to pay astronomical amount in order to get it, and I don't do that. You know, I think the most that I've ever paid for something was maybe a little over $100, and that was, well, maybe $130, and that was including the shipping and stuff. But, so one of them was this one, and this is the Celtic Tarot. And I seen it, and a large part of my lineage is Celtic in nature. So I am currently doing like ancestral work. So I thought that this would be perfect. And I think ancestral work for me is probably going to be like a year-long process. So I am currently doing Ancestral Tarot, or the Ancestral, I can't remember, it's upstairs. But after I'm done with that, then I'm going to go on to her next book, which is the Ancestral Grimoire, or something like that. So I think I have these upside down. And so these are technically out-of-print decks. And just for shits and giggles, when she was showing this particular deck, I was like, oh man, I really like it, but it's out of print, right? Well, I found it at such a reasonable price on eBay. On eBay, sorry, I had a little coughing attack. So I was like, I mean, it was under $30 for this on eBay for an out-of-print deck, and there were other ones. I was like, okay, well, it would be really silly for me to pass it up if it's an out-of-print deck and I really like it and I don't get it for that price. I mean, colossal mistake on my part. So I got it. And I think it is so pretty. I love that it's Pippi. Because sometimes, especially when I'm doing certain kinds of work, like ancestral, I don't always want images. Sometimes I want to focus on numerology. And so, and the suit. So, I picked this one up. And then, the other one that she had shown, like I said, was out of print also. But there were several copies of that on eBay as well. So, I picked it up. And that is the Celtic Wisdom Tarot. This one was a little bit more. I think it was like $70 maybe on eBay. Which still, for an out-of-print deck, that is good, in my opinion. I mean, I've seen out-of-print decks go for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. My husband was going to get me the Wilhelmina one, and I'm like, don't you friggin' dare. I think it was like $400, $500, and I'm like, nope, don't do it. He said he was looking. I told him, if you do it, I'm going to be pissed. Don't do it. Because I just can't do that. So, this one is interesting. I put it back in order because I'm trying to understand it, because it's got different, oh no, I guess I didn't put it in order. I guess I'm just remembering wrong. Oh, I did put it in order, and then I shuffled it again. That's what it was. I put it in order because I wanted to make sure that all of them were in it. That's what it was. Make sure there was no missing cards. And then when I did that, I realized, sorry, let me put it over here. When I did that, I realized that it's like all different naming of suits and stuff, which is a little bit confusing to me. So I've got a little bit of research to do with this particular deck, but that's kind of cool too. Now, I had heard, somebody had told me when I showed him this, that a lot of the stuff that's in it maybe is not accurate to Celtic legends and stuff. So I don't know. I can't speak knowledgeably on that because I have no idea. But it is really pretty. I just really love the artwork of this. I love the colors. The size I'm not too happy about, but I mean, it's not it's a bit too big for me. And too stiff. So, you know, the only way I can shuffle it is to do like a waterfall bit. But you know what? That works too. So I'm really excited to use this also with my ancestry work. And I love to have like more like Celtic themed decks. And neither of these, well, I take that back. The Celtic Tarot that I showed you first, it did come in a box, but it's a crappy box. And this did not come in a box. There was no box available for it. So I just put them in different things that I had here around the house. Okay, so another one that I got and I did a walkthrough of when I received it. This is the one that I had backed a little over a year ago. Witch, woman in total control of herself. The box, oh my gosh, I just love the box. It is so just well made. I mean, seriously. And this book, look at this chunky monkey. It just feels really good. I love it. I love a good chunky little book. And even the writing is not too little. You've got a full picture in there, which I just love with other stuff. It's just a beautifully made book. And then somebody had mentioned also that, offhand, I can't remember who in my comments, or in some other one, I had mentioned that I really don't care for the gilding. I mean, it's still flexible, but this is sharp. I mean, this gilding feels sharp to me, and that it's the same as the Oracle of Papez. But let me just say something here. I look at an independent or indie created deck when you're paying more money for it to have a little bit better card stock and a better gilding or whatever than a mass market deck, even though they're from the same creator. That's just something that I kind of expect when I'm paying for, you know, and it's, you know, a good amount of money, and it's taken over a year in order to get it. Now, I understand that there were difficulties, and I don't have a problem with that. I never complained or anything like that. But, and it's not like a deal breaker for me. The artwork and everything, you know, even the quality of the cards is good. It's just not exactly to my liking. And maybe that's my own fault. Maybe they had said in there what it was going to be, or maybe just my preference changed in that long wait period. I mean, that could be too. I don't know, but I do expect a little bit different in my indie decks than what I get, especially from the same creator, than what I get in a mass market. So, but I do think this deck is friggin' awesome. I'm sorry about the, well, maybe that's a little better, about the glare. It is just such a lovely deck. Put it over here maybe. So anyways, that was the other one that I got. I'm just loving on this box and stuff, though. It's so beautiful. And the book is beautiful. So, all in all, I'm very happy with it. And then 2 more. So, this arrived yesterday. So, it technically arrived the very last day in the afternoon of March. So, I included it. But I wanted to get this because I had been looking at several other people that have been using the Serpent Fire and feeling that Serpent Fire energy really for Aries, you know, in this Deacon. And although I really do like the Serpent Fire, and eventually I'd probably like to get it, but it was more expensive and it's going to take longer in order for me to get it because it is an indie or independent created deck. And I do have the She-Wolf, which seems very, very similar to me. So I had been eyeing this one since it came out, even before it came out. And it's the Radiant Wilds Atlas Tarot. And this feels super Aryan to me. I mean, sun, moon, whatever, in Aries. This feels that way. The colors in all of the suits. This is the sword suit. Even in the Major Arcana, it is definitely like those, it feels like Aryan energy. Even in the cups, all throughout this whole deck. It feels like a summertime deck to me. Big time. And when I think of Aries and Sun in Aries and all that, it is like the initial or the cardinal fire sign. And so this just like screams it to me. So, gosh, that's so beautiful. So I ended up getting this, but technically I didn't get it until the very last day of March. So I did put it in there, but it's one of the decks that I'm using now for my second and probably third Deacon of Aries. And then the very last one that I am mentioning here, I just received on the 30th of March. And it's one I had in my cart for months. And I finally just decided to do it, and it arrived within a matter of, I think, 2 or 3 days, because this is also based out of, sorry, turn it around. This is also based out of Michigan, where I live. Although it's still like 6 hours away from where I live. I have done a walkthrough of this for you guys because I wanted to dig into it. And I'm really, let me show you the deck. I'm really in love with the deck. And it's by W.I.T.C.H, the same creators as Pagan Otherworlds, which I do not have. This is the first deck that I have from W.I.T.C.H. I didn't even know until I went to order this that it was from Michigan. But I love the concept behind this particular deck, which I get into a little bit more when I do the walkthrough of this deck. But I think I seen this the first time on Annette's channel, Project Refined Life. But it could have been on Thea's channel, Garden Goddess Tarot. I'm not sure. I am not sure, to be honest with you. I watch a lot of tarot content. So, but it is such a cool deck. I'm just like all in this symbology, and gosh, it just looks so friggin' esoteric, and I love the whole theme behind it, which has to do with you know, archetypes and stuff like that. Carl Jung's work, but with a spin on it, like a medieval spin. And so I think it was Annette who said maybe she would have, gosh, and I hope I'm right, but that she thinks she would work better with it if she had gotten the book. And I remembered that. And the book was pricey. It was like $32. So I did end up getting it. And I was like, if I'm being 100% honest, and I don't like to bash or anything, people's creations. And it's not really a bash, but because the book is good, but for $32, I mean, look at the size of it. There was not a whole lot of other stuff in it besides right at the very beginning. It's got the table of contents, the different categories for like sacred geometry, the secret, the hidden path, materia prima, a little introduction about what is an oracle deck, what the Supra is, that it's loosely based on Jungian psychology and how it is mingled with medieval Gnosticism. That had me right there. That's why I wanted to get this deck. But then it goes right into the card meanings. That's it. The whole thing is just a page of each card meaning. And I haven't, I think I read, maybe, not far, because I haven't had it long. Maybe Primordial. Yeah, maybe that was the last one that I had read. So I've still obviously got the majority of the book to go through and read and get the understanding of the actual cards. And this would be something that I do for myself. So I would, you know, for my own shadow work and stuff like that, this deck, and or just in my regular practice. So referring to the guidebook is not an issue, because most generally I like to have like keywords with my oracles, but it's not an issue because I don't plan on using this deck with anybody else other than maybe my friends if they want me to, you know, do something for them. But in general, it's just for myself anyway, so I don't mind digging in the book. But that was really my biggest thing. As expensive as this was, $32, that's not including the shipping for this little book, was a bit depressing. I mean, I thought maybe, or not depressing, but disappointing. But anyway, so that was my decks that I got in March. And a couple of them were right at the very, very end. And I will be putting links to all of them if they are available. I know since I did this, I thought that there were some still available, but apparently this is sold out. But I have heard rumors that they are planning on taking this to mass market. So, and I hope that's the case. So, through U.S. Games, because this even came from U.S. Games. It was shipped from U.S. Games. So, or packaged by them and shipped from them or something. I don't know. But, yeah. So, as I said, I'll be putting links down below. And thank you for spending this time with me. And I am sending you love always.